All right, hold my hair back. Hold my hair back. It's about to be a girl fight up in here. We got Challenge Vendettas episode 5 coming up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Don't mind me just fixing my hair from having a girl fight with myself for a half a second there.
You scrunchy, Jen? We gonna do this or what? What's
This
up?
song immediately came to my mind as we were watching this episode, and I love this song so much.
Do we have a rebellious past, Jen?
I feel like...
Be a little feisty?
No, it's actually really weird because I would listen to this in middle school, I think.
Middle school?
Yeah, I think they played this at like my middle school dances. Doesn't really seem appropriate. Very weird.
This is how you get down in middle school.
All right, guys, we got to kick it off. We had a rookie fight tonight, and we actually saw an elimination be completed this round, and somebody went home this episode. Kind of sad about who it is. We'll break it all down. My name is Jenna Bussiere. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere. We're missing Pam tonight.
We're
and I'm
missing
gonna miss
Miss
her
Gross.
miss her dad jokes, gonna miss her energy, but we got me and David holding it down. David, let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me in the world, and you can also find me on Twitter at DPRChristopher and Instagram, DavidPunkRockChristopher. How we doing, Jen? Let's do this.
I guess we should start it off with a girl fight, right?
Let's do it. I like girl fights.
Loved it. Finally, as Devin said, fireworks, sparks are finally flying. We're seeing a fight go down. One of my favorite things about the challenge is the fights. Let's get into it. So everybody, this entire episode, the theme is we hate Melissa, I feel like.
Yeah, that, I don't, what? Like, that sucks, but I will give it to her. She stood up to, like, everybody. Like, she had no fear. She didn't back down. There was, like, no hesitation. Like, she's like, where's my scrunchie? Like, she was ready to go. And, don't sleep on her. I was surprised. She was tough. She's feisty, and I didn't see any fear in her, and she wasn't backing down, and that must suck because it seemed like the whole house was against her, but it didn't slow her down at all. She was standing her ground. So I mean, that was crazy. That was exciting to watch. I wanted to see something happen.
I was shocked by this. Going against the Cam, who terrifies me, Melissa really held her own, and honestly, I respect her for standing up for herself and going at everybody. At one point, it was Melissa in a corner and all of the girls in the house against her.
100%. I think, like I said, I was waiting for her to kind of like, scurry away or kind of find some way out. But no, she was just in her face. She didn't care. Literally, like at one point, like almost seemed like she was kind of backing up Cam a little bit. You know what I mean? And I was, it was awesome. I was like, where did this girl come from?
And it starts kind of light, and that fact when your hair goes up for a girl, that means many things. It's on. That means I'm concentrating. That means I'm doing something. I'm cooking. Like, hair is up, full focus mode, and now she puts the hair in a bun, and it's let's go.
There it is, fellas. Once that hair goes up, that means business. So noted.
I loved that part so much when she put the hair back. I was like, yep, here it goes.
And she's like, hold on,
hair pull though.
One moment, all right, I'm back. Like, dang.
But okay, so we're not really sure how the start exactly or the fight exactly starts, but it looks like Cam just kind of calls out Melissa out of nowhere, saying, "Hey, do you want to know what everybody in the house is saying about you? Let me tell you." And then it just gets to be like puffing chest, everybody ganging up on Melissa. And she never ends up knowing what all the girls in the house think about her. That's the point that pisses me off the most. This just explodes. This is like rookie fight 101. I feel like there's a lot of alcohol involved, a lot of variables that are just making them go head to head. And the big thing is, I'm going to tell you what everybody thinks. You want to know your reputation, what all the girls, why they dislike you, why everybody hates you in the house. And we never even get to see what the girls think about her.
Right. I was actually really curious. I was like, wait, what? Okay, yeah, like I'm listening, and to my opinion, I think actually, really, Cam was actually doing like a cool thing. You know what I mean? If I was Melissa, but again, you gotta love alcohol. You know what I mean? But if I was Melissa, I mean, granted, she was trying to stand her ground, be tough. Oh, I don't care. But I almost felt like Cam was actually trying to be cool in the beginning. Like she was just trying to come at her, which I think is respectable. Just tell her, hey, this is kind of how the house is feeling. This is what's going on right now. Maybe could have been resolved. Maybe she could have turned some people's opinions. I don't know if she would have acted cooler about the situation, but she wasn't willing to listen. And it obviously escalated from there. But I almost feel like that could have went a different way had cooler heads prevailed. But, I don't think Cam was coming at her at all, like in a foul way. I think
Interesting.
It was, in the beginning, I feel like it was kind of weird, but I felt like she was keeping her cool, trying to like say, no, I'm just trying to tell you. And then it just kind of obviously escalated from there and became, I think, more of like a pride thing or like an ego thing. But yeah, I didn't take it as that it seemed like she was trying to be cool about it, and then it just escalated.
That is a really good point, because I think it is just Cam's personality to be very upfront and honest, and she may not have meant it in a let's fight, this is a malicious type of way. Like, I want to let you know, you want people to tell you things to your face, which I like that. Cam said Melissa had said that several times, so let me tell you how everybody thinks about you to your face. I actually do really like that. But it's very hard not to get defensive over something like that.
Which is also, especially with alcohol, again, always, that's always a factor.
And the level of intensity of Cam and how aggressive she's kind of coming at it. But I cannot believe little Melissa. I loved it. I love her fight. I love her spark.
It's just, she's one of those people that, like, you definitely don't see coming. You know, like, stereotypically, looking at her, you think like you've seen, oh, I'm the cheerleader, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you almost sleep on her, you know what I mean? You don't take her serious. But after tonight, like, yeah, I'm not sleeping on that girl no more. Like, she's feisty, she is tough, and she stands her ground, It's something that I wouldn't expect from someone
completely out of left field, like you were saying. I feel like the first few episodes she was either in the background not doing anything, or she was doing flips, flirting with Nicole and saying I'm the cheerleader. Never thought we were going to see this kind of crazy from her.
Right. She just seems so, just almost like bubbly and just like kind of like we said, the cheerleader vibe that you would not expect, and then just a whole 180. It's crazy.
Yeah. I'm not really sure who's right here in this fight, but I just like that it happened. It was really entertaining.
It's awesome.
Saw a lot from both of them. So let's back it up from the beginning. Oh God, that fight was so good.
That's a good point, though. I don't really. I mean, again, it's all in obviously how you dress things, and I don't know the right or wrong answers here, but it was entertaining. I did enjoy it. But either way, I mean, we all saw what happened. But I think going forward for Melissa, hopefully she learns from this whole experience and kind of learns to play it a little bit cooler next time, you know what I mean? Maybe that'll help. I mean, I get she stays true to herself, which is awesome. But I mean, in my opinion, there's a way to just be strategic about things, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it would have looked better in a game sense for her to play it cooler. But I mean, I think she's taking Cam's words as fight words.
Right.
So she's standing up for herself. So do you think that we should feel bad for Melissa at all? Because it seems like the consensus in the house is all of the girls hate her. Like, I mean, no one's really on her side besides Nicole.
100% in that sense. Like, I legitimately felt bad for her. I was like, that kind of sucks, And then she's like, you're a bully, like everybody's bullying her, And yeah, that does suck. I did feel bad for her. Like, everybody was ganging up on her. It just seemed unnecessary, So like Kayla coming, it was unnecessary. And at that point, like I said, you almost expect her to kind of break and kind of get out of there, but she didn't, which is awesome.
That's what I liked and respected the most about it. And even the next day, like, a lot of people wake up, they blame it on being drunk, they're hungover. I don't remember anything. What happened? Did we get in a fight? Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's push this in the background under the rug and pretend it never happened. I'm going to pretend that I didn't get aggressive, like there wasn't this fight, but she went right back into it the next morning, started chirping in Cam's ear.
I am a huge ambassador for staying true, and that's one of those things that, like, seeing that, and she went right back to exactly where she left off. She didn't backpedal or change the story. Like, she was right up in her face again and all about it. And I respect that. I really do. Like, I earned a lot of respect for Melissa tonight.
Yeah. One of the big issues with this fight, and it's been all on Twitter, a lot of the girls, especially Cam's friends in the house, are saying that Melissa is in the dead wrong because she said, you're fatter than me. She said to Cam, you're fat, which is obviously I mean, how in the world do we think Cam is fat, by the way?
Right.
I saw somebody posted like a Twitter video of her in Vegas this weekend where they showed her top down. I was like, oh, all right. Like, she looks good. So, not trying to defend Melissa, obviously, I feel like that's a disgusting act to say that, but it's also a very easy go-to low blow of a girl to do. Like, you're just trying to hit sensitive subject trigger words. Like, I got in a fight in a girl once, and she was just like, your dress is ugly, and my sister thinks so too. Like, you don't know what else to say, so you're just like, you're ugly, you're fat. Not acceptable, not making excuses for her at all. It's stupid anyway, because Cam's body is amazing, and I'm envious of it. Not fat at all. But that seems to be where a lot of the backlash is going, where Melissa's in the wrong, which we didn't really see on the episode that much. So it's important to address it because it's all over Twitter. And this is what a lot of people are ganging up on Melissa about in the house. So obviously, maybe there's more to her that we didn't see. Mm-hmm. Certain words, certain things that she did that people don't agree with.
Well, I don't condone body shaming at all, of course. It's that's not
Let's
cool.
make sure David goes on the record and says that.
Right. No, I'm just saying. I mean, yeah, that's not cool. But I agree with you, Jen. I almost feel like it was just kind of reaching, just a reaction to something she said. She's just trying to like spit back. You know what I mean? I don't think it was necessarily like, oh, like I'm just this person and I make fun of, fat people. It just, I think it was just caught in the moment. Just, one of those things. She's just trying to like lash back out and, just take jabs. But of course, so to be politically correct, yes, I think that's obviously wrong to say. But in that situation, I think there's probably a lot of wrong things said, you know what I mean? And who knows what else was said off camera that we didn't see, or editing, whatever. But yeah, so I think in that situation, it's hard to say, yes, certain words aren't okay, but if you really break it down, that situation isn't okay to begin with. You know what I mean? So
I just felt like that was something that was so heavily addressed on Twitter, but could have flown right over your head
Oh,
by
yeah,
watching
definitely.
the fight go down.
Definitely.
Like, it's not right at all, but it's almost like all the girls took that one thing Melissa said and they're crucifying her for that, when there was so much more to the fight that went on. And
Very
Miss
true.
D, in the group chat up here, also said, but they're kind of slut-shaming Melissa, which I kind of felt like the entire episode, too. I mean, it's not right
very
for
true,
her
Jen. That's true.
to use somebody, I guess, sleep her way to the top. But if that's her game, and they're shaming her for that, it kind of goes both ways. Like, her whole outfit, everything she's wearing, they're like, oh, she's just using her look. She's trying to sex it to the top. She's using her good looks. And it's kind of the same thing, just a different argument.
I totally agree, 100%. I think that's what I'm saying. It's kind of hard to say really who's wrong, because the whole situation is wrong. You know what I mean? And that's exactly a good point. She was being slut shamed the whole time, and whether she cares or not, I mean, that is part of what was going on. So, I mean, two wrongs make a right. Who's right? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that I think they're both in a bad situation. How are you going to say this one's right or that one's more right? Or, it's just you're spewing words, you're heated, you're obviously drunk. And
Yeah.
It's just,
All I know is I am upset that Melissa is gone. I know Sylvia earned that elimination. I mean, that was a crazy elimination. We'll get into that in a bit, because that could go down in history. That was one of
awesome.
the best ones we've
I'm
seen
excited
in
to talk
a
about that. Yeah, it
while,
was rad.
honestly.
It's totally rad.
The oil, the running around in the water, everything about it was incredible.
Right.
But at the same time, gonna miss Melissa so much. She brought so much to the show.
I
Just like the
agree,
excitement,
yeah.
her accent. I finally was getting a knack to understanding what she was saying. I was learning more about the British culture.
I love the accent.
I was
Seriously.
adapting. She was helping me grow as a person a lot, and I'm gonna miss that.
I love the accent. Again, I'm a little bummed too, because I mean, she's very fun to watch. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
She's very nice to watch. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a bummer. And then just their whole personality is that girl's wild. So yeah, that's a bummer. So we'll see how
So
that.
let's backtrack, see how it got to all of this. We started the episode going over the troika and going over what happened last. Joss and Brad kind of throwing Sylvia under the bus. It's going to be Sylvia going into elimination. And we see that Sylvia is sick. She's like on her deathbed. Shane is kind of playing instigator a little bit, goes up to Joss saying, you really broke her down. You rattled her. You broke her heart, all of this stuff. Kind of getting in Joss's head a little bit. And then we see Brad come in, and it's really funny because Shane says to Brad, okay, so if it was you, Brittany and Joss instead of Sylvia, who would you throw in? And Brad wants nothing to do with it. We're not getting into your hypotheticals. Do you think if that was the situation that he would have thrown in Brittany, or he would have said Joss?
Oh, would Brad throw Brittany?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely not.
If it was Brittany in that situation rather than Sylvia, so it's Brad, Joss, and Brittany, you don't think he would have?
Threw in Brittany into
Elimination.
No. No.
Because he doesn't want to answer the question because it might not be good for his game.
Right,
so does he
exactly.
stay with his hookup, or does he stick to a good game strategy and throw his challenge fling in?
He's not going to throw his challenge fling in. They're
No.
they got their little alliance going on right now. You see how butthurt he got with when he was trying to talk to Tony about trying to get a 2-for-1 deal going on. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way. So
Yeah, I thought that was interesting. It was funny. Obviously, he's not going to answer that if he doesn't have to. And Brittany was kind of
Right.
smart. I'm playing, I'm getting out of here. I'm not commenting on this either. But I kind of thought, you know what? I wonder if he would throw Brittany in if he had the chance. We'd see how
Do you think he
real this
would?
love is. But they are still together. So obviously, it's still working out. So maybe he wouldn't have. I just thought that was a funny little
He seems
moment there
pretty
where he didn't
defensive.
want to answer it. But it's even better that now, so he is trying to protect his girl. So
Right.
he goes over to Tony, and now he's cutting a deal, even though they're vendettas because of a Twitter beef, because Brad said, I'll go on the show and I'll get rid of Tony for you, Cara, when Tony was acting up against Cara that one episode. So Brad is cutting a deal with Tony, And it's like so obvious what he's trying to do here. He's just trying to buddy up and make friends. Like, do you think that he's actually going to own up to a bargain and protect Tony later on in the game?
Highly unlikely. I mean, I would say no. You know, he's playing the game. Everybody knows it. Tony even knows it. And it's one of those things that, and the fact that, like, you know, they're all laughing, like immediately laughing after the fact, you know, and how he's, like I said, trying to get a 2-for-1 deal. Like, hey, you know, take care of me. Oh, by the way, like, also, like, hook Brittany up, you know what I mean? And it's like, but yeah, and they made a good point, like, what is he bringing to the table? They're like, oh, I'll get you later. Like, I got you next time.
I can't believe how everybody is ripping on Brad after this. Clearly, I don't think the guys really like him in the house. They go back and Bananas, Leroy, Tony, they're all just joking about him, calling him like this caveman, saying his body, everything just doesn't, he's washed up, essentially.
Right. Which is interesting coming from Johnny, you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, I mean, they're picking the guy apart. They give him a hard time. But again, I mean, Brad's a little crazy. You know, you never know with that guy.
Totally is. But as we're seeing everything brew, the whole theme in the house seems to be, okay, it's Brittany. 1,000%. Brittany is going in to break up this Brad and Brittany alliance. Right.
I felt the same. But again, you know, at the same time, it almost felt like they were all afraid to pick that, you know, pick Brittany to go that route. It was almost like Marie was kind of just like, oh, I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? And
yeah, exactly. So we're getting into the Troika elimination. And I feel like, and also with the fact that they went to Sylvia and they asked Sylvia, hey, do you want to go against? Really nice gesture. They go to her as she's on her deathbed. It's like her final wish, Make-A-Wish Foundation. Sylvia, who do you want to go in against? Which is nice, but at the same time, I feel like this trio probably never expected to be in this position. Marie, Zach, and Tony, definitely not people we had winning a daily competition and being in the power position in the house.
That's a good point. Those
you
three.
can tell that they're not used to having power because no one knows what to do here. They don't want the responsibility.
It was like a hot potato note, like you, like, yeah. It was very funny. I mean, obviously Tony. It was all like, dude, the guy, he cracks me up. He really does, and it's like it almost giving that guy that kind of power. It's hilarious. You know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I know how you feel about it. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, not the smartest guy, you know, giving him so much power.
He's
like,
learning.
what is going to happen? Right?
He's learning.
He is. But it's interesting, and then you pair that up with Marie at the same time with all her personalities, and it's just like,
I know all of
happen?
Marie's personalities, and the fact that I feel like she's always immersed in the drama, always finding herself at the center of it, kind of instigating things. I love it. But then it gets time to now make a power move. She wants nothing to do with this. And this confused me because earlier in the night we saw Cam, Kayla, and Marie all together, and they were saying, we're going to vote on Brittany. Like, let's all vote on this together. We have to get her out of the house. And now it comes time. They're in the Troika elimination voting, and Tony and Zach have already voted in the 2 rookies because this is what Kayla wants. Or, I'm sorry, Sylvia wants. She wants Kaylee or Melissa. And now Marie has a chance to say Brittany because that's kind of what her and her team agreed on, but she doesn't say it. I thought, like, why aren't you just saying what? Didn't you talk to your friends about this?
Yeah, I feel the same. I agree. It seems like she lost her courage. You know what I mean? She was just like, oh, I don't want to like get in trouble. I don't want to make any enemies. I'm scared. You know, like you do it. And she was almost just like, whoever you guys go with. You know, like. And again, it seemed like I said, like hot potato. They're kind of like flip flopping. Like, well, what do you say? Well, what do you think? Or you do it. You do it. Like, you know. And I really don't feel like that decision was made very. It had a whole lot of conviction behind it. You know what I mean?
I know, and I don't understand why they were dragging out the entire time. Okay, Melissa and Kaylee, we see that they're going in. We know it's Brittany. Like, this has been talked about the entire episode, and they're trying to pretend that this is not, that she's not going to be the one voted up. They're dragging it out. We're like, okay, we know it's Brittany. We get it. But it seems like everybody in the house knew it was Brittany except for her. The door opens, and she is shocked.
She's so furious. Yeah, I mean... that it seems like the easy play, right? The smart move.
Yeah, it really is the easiest thing for them in that situation. Like, it's not far enough in the game for the guys don't really have true vendettas against the girls except for Sylvia with Tony, but now that doesn't even matter because he's kind of becoming friendly with Sylvia again and doing something in her favor. But I feel like this was easy for this Troika. Just do the rookies every time.
I agree. And I mean, obviously, to her surprise, she was obviously really pissed off, and I understand. But again, that would like it's not like rocket science. You know what I mean?
Everybody in the group chat saying Marie is crazy. Marie has split personality. It's really funny. And Alexis Nicole says, I don't understand why Brittany acts so surprised that she was voted in. Like, come on.
Right,
I mean, that's what I
right.
was thinking too. I guess she's spending way too much time under the covers with Brad, that she doesn't know what all the talk and the whispers. Hey, that was not coming at her. That was, I guess, trying to be a joke, but it fell flat and it didn't work.
I thought it was funny, Jen.
Yeah, but she doesn't know all the whispers that are going on around the house.
Right.
But if I was her and I didn't hear everybody talking, again, it's a guilty by association. People got to learn, don't date anyone in this game. Like, it didn't work for Elisa, obviously not working for Brittany. People are going to gun for you depending on who your boyfriend is, which is so messed up, but we've seen it already happen this season. But if I was Brittany and kind of laying low and wasn't really in the politics and just kind of spending time with her guy, I would be pissed off and surprised too. I think her reaction was completely understandable. I mean, she made really good points. She had already won a challenge. She won one of the girls' challenge with the slip and slide ball thing. She came in first. And she's, you know, this is her second season, and there's still rookies that are up for grabs that are not getting voted in.
No, she was 100% valid. I completely understand where she's coming from. But again, as far as like the whole play of the game, it was a given. You know what I mean? But yeah, I completely understand. Like, she has every right. Everything she said was valid, 100%. But again, it's a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and that was the obvious move to make.
And we get to the Inquisition again, and Mel, okay, girl, she is dressed to the nine. She's about to use that, like,
She's
play up
turning
that
it on.
sex game.
Right.
I love that when it comes time to now, okay, everybody vouch yourselves, give us a reason not to throw you in. She stands up like she's going to do a PowerPoint presentation, like does this whole over-the-top thing with everybody else who just kind of sat there like, I got your back. You know, I haven't burned anybody yet. Why you throw me in? I got you. She stands up, does this whole spectacle of herself. I love it.
Again, I admire and commend her. She's just all. I don't even know the right word to say right now, but I mean, she just 100% herself and owns it every way. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that she just doesn't apologize for who she is, and she's just gonna play her game, and she's okay with that. It's not like, you know, I think some of the other players, obviously it's a manipulative game, but she's just kind of like, this is me, here's what I'm about, this is how I'm going about it, you know, what's up?
Yeah.
And that's what you get with her, which is
I know, and the outfit and everything, and then
right.
everybody's taking that again, and she's like trying to sex it up, but I thought her point was really funny. Like, I put this team together. I'm actually responsible for all of you that are sitting at this table for
Right,
winning the last
fun, yeah.
competition, being in this power position. I think Brittany made a good point at the Inquisition, you know, bringing everything up. Now she's in a partnership with Brad. So this is kind of double I got your back. So me and Brad will do you guys a favor if you don't vote me in. So I think it's a good point. But at this point, I'm just thinking, Brittany, you are 1,000,000 times % going in. Like, I thought nothing she could have said could have prevented her from going in.
Right. I mean, 100%. Like I said, it was the easy move. And then, you know, Melissa. I mean, regardless, Melissa was trying, but I don't think she was really doing much. You know, I think they were obviously the easy route was going with Brittany. So, in my mind, it was the same thing. I agree. I think I was in the same boat with you.
And when they go out partying that night, again, I feel like. So Kaylee is kind of going around. She goes to Nicole, and I was curious if this was genuine, and she was looking out for Nicole, saying, hey, just want to let you know, Melissa, you could watch us on all of the shows she's on. She latches on to somebody. She uses somebody. She'll use her looks, her charm, or whatever to get what she wants. I don't know if Kaylee was doing that for Nicole, or if she was just kind of maybe trying to save her own self in the game, or kind of it is her vendetta, put bad things about Melissa in other people's heads.
I mean, that's a good point. I mean, it could, like, that's true. She's obviously very bitter towards her, but maybe there is some truth there, though, at the same time. Maybe it is, you know, partially genuine, you know, because it did seem like it, and then given by some of the stuff that she was saying and seeing a little bit of Melissa's actions down, how, like, crazy she can be now, it's like, it makes you think, like, okay, maybe some of that could be true.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think there's going to be any convincing Nicole, you know?
Yeah.
She's already, you know. So.
Okay, so after this girl fight, again, this becomes a situation where everybody says, if you are the drunk asshole of the night, you're going into elimination. Do you think that was kind of a cop-out for the three Troika people to easily not rustle any feathers, not piss anybody, not piss Brad off or Brittany off, to just now pick Melissa because she got in a drunk fight?
Absolutely. I think that was just like a scapegoat. You're just like, okay, she shot herself in the foot. That takes the pressure off of us. You're going in because it's easy to justify now. You know what I mean? 100%, I think so. And again, she did shoot herself in the foot. I mean, she pretty much caused a whole freaking ruckus that night. You know what I mean? So it was an easy target. So yeah, I think absolutely.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed she went in because she was so good.
Yeah, it's a bummer.
She was such good
a bummer,
entertainment. Like, we lost her too soon. She was going to be good TV.
Right.
You know?
I mean, I thought she was going to pull it out. I really did. She was feisty. You know what I mean? Like,
I think Melissa is smart, and this is planned. This is a joke, people. This is planned. She's trying to just latch onto good, hard people like Cam to come back and be a rival with somebody. And she also had her Twitter drama with Kayla. So this is her way of, now she's going to be casted again. So she's got to get in a fight with good people so that she comes back. She's a really good partner on like Rivals or Vendettas too. She's working
Jen,
a little
there
bit.
we go. Thinking ahead.
This is all planned by Melissa.
Right.
She got it arranged.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of agree with you. I mean, I think that Brittany worked it a little bit off camera, or actually on camera. That's why I know she worked it, because I saw it. A little bit with Tony saying, dude, I'm your friend. I'm not going to cross you. I don't deserve to be here. You know it. Stop associating me with just Brad on my own person. She kind of went around to different people and worked that a little bit. So I think that the 3 people up for on the Troika felt kind of bad for that and were kind of taking back their original idea of throwing in Brittany. If it had been like a Bananas or somebody with a little bit more balls in that situation, not afraid to throw somebody in, I think that maybe Brittany still would have gotten picked.
Well, I was going to say, here's the thing, Jen. If Melissa had not caused that scene that she did and everything was fine,
right,
do you think she still would have went in?
I don't know. It's hard to say because it seems like all the girls hate her and it's a girls' elimination. So they kind of just want to get rid of her. This is their chance to knock her out. It's a really good point, though. I think it would have been maybe Kaylee, because even Tony said, I want to put in who Sylvia wants to go against to give her the best shot. And everybody hates Melissa. And I feel like they kind of felt bad about the whole Brittany situation. So,
Right.
so I think maybe they would have gone Kaylee. Who's to know?
I kind of agree with you,
yeah.
Jen. I think so too. I think that was a good possibility that it would have been Kaylee. I agree. What does our live chat think? What do you guys think?
So many things. I think Brittany would have went in. Alexis Nicole, my girl, always commenting. Thank you. Let's get into this elimination. Oil and water. So good.
Yes, of course we are going to have a women's elimination where they're all lubed up in oil and water. Of course we are, right?
This is like
entertaining.
Mud wrestling in
Right?
every frat across America is really what this was
Right?
stolen
Like-
from. Like, I like that they had the balls go through these little peg things, but like that was so, who cares about that? Just throw the ball in there.
Right.
That was like such a
Right.
fake out. Like, it meant nothing.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. In the beginning, when they first kind of explained it and it first started, I was like, "Wait, what is this? Like, this is the challenge?" I was like, "What is this?" Like, they're kind of like inching on their knees and going through like oil.
I feel like they knew Melissa was the hot commodity. Obviously, everybody was slut shaming her all season, and at the club they're showing her only waist down, which annoyed me. I'm like, okay, now we're just building this narrative.
They're
now
selling it.
exactly, the production is now making this her character.
Right.
So of course for her, they have this
It works out,
lather
right?
and oil match where they have to run around on their knees and fight over a ball.
How fitting.
Yeah.
Fitting. But no respect or credit taken from her, man. She brought it though. That was, I think, one of the best challenges even compared to guys. You know what I mean? Like, that was just
That was
aggressive. That was
so
hard.
good.
She was not giving up. I mean, and then to get the first point, right off the bat,
Mm-hmm.
that was surprising too. And then, Sylvia obviously is a little bit bigger. She's got more weight on her. You know what I mean? But it just seemed like that wasn't that big of a factor. Like, she just kept coming at her. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at one time she just got back and just pounced and tackled her. I was like, look at this girl, and it was.
I love the running on their knees situation.
It's funny.
They
It's really
can't.
funny
They
to
have
watch.
like no range of motion. They can't
Right.
get anywhere quickly. But Melissa was really fast.
Yeah, she was quick. That's what I mean. She was quick. It was
Crawling
she just,
around.
just attacks you, and that's the thing. She had the speed. Obviously, definitely had the speed over Sylvia. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think on paper, just looking at the two, like, you would think Sylvia, but I mean, to actually see him go at it, I mean,
Do you? Okay, so you think Sylvia? I mean, this was a great head-to-head matchup. I wasn't expecting it. I think this was the kind of stage that we needed to see for both of them. Like, we
I
obviously
agree.
knew Melissa was a firecracker because of going at Cam. She has no fear, and she won the last elimination against Alicia. But that was more of like a tactic, a skill, strategy, just staying focused, staying calm with building the ladder.
Right,
This
we
is a
wanted to
head-to-head,
see, right?
athlete versus athlete, body versus body, like physical matchup. And they delivered. So
100%.
Sylvia, this is only her second season. We haven't seen too much of her yet. But this kind of like proved something to me.
I agree. I feel the exact same, Jen. I feel like it was that was that moment where it's like, okay, let's see what they're all about. Like this could make or break them in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, let's see what happens from this, and I think they delivered 100%.
I think Sylvia clearly just needs to be pushed to some level to be able to perform to this level. The water and oil, you know, is really getting with us. Because we needed, like, she got mad, and this was her flu game, like Michael Jordan's flu game. So she had 102 fever, and she performed in this, and she still killed it.
Yeah,
and
that's also a good point. It's that adrenaline, you know, adrenaline kicks in.
To be able to do this with a fever was pretty impressive.
But I mean, and that's sometimes, I mean, that's what it takes. Sometimes you have to have that other person. That's why I think it sounds funny, but I think they were very good together because, like, they had to have each other to push each other to really just go to that place, you know. And I think at the same time, you saw obviously Melissa playing dirty, you know. I mean, just throwing those knees in there, just biting, like biting.
Everybody
you know?
was kind of going out like, she can't do that, DQ, disqualify. Right. I love that they didn't.
Right.
I love that they allowed this to continue to happen.
I agree.
I mean,
like,
this
let it go,
made
let it
this
go.
elimination. The pulling of the hair. I get it. That is a dirty call for a girl, but I've always kind of been on the side of, well, you got to do what you got to do in a fight. You got to be scrappy. You got to be dirty. If you did it first, she's inviting you to then reciprocate. Like, let's make this as...
Right. If they did not say this is against the rules, you know what I mean? It's fair game then, right? If they did not say you cannot do that, then it's fair game, you know? And you're in a dogfight there. You got the whole house against you. You're proving yourself. You want to stay. I mean, yeah, it may be dirty, but I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? It's a fight.
You got to do everything you can. I love that she's kicking and pulling. And then that just woke up the beast in Sylvia, which was good because we hadn't seen that yet. So
exactly. It was just like a whole, you almost seen her just lay her out, you know what I mean? And again, that's what we needed. We need that fire. And then once I came out both of them, it was just like, it was on. And it was exciting.
Shocked by both of their performances in general, but I thought after the first basket that Melissa made that she kind of had it in the bag. I feel like she was quicker. She's obviously has that nasty grit fight to her. Sylvia's sick. Hadn't seen much of Sylvia to this point, so I thought Melissa kind of had this, but it seemed like, well, no, she wasn't gassing out.
She didn't gas. I think in the beginning she was thrown off. I think like I said, I think she needed that trigger. I think in the beginning, like Melissa just surprised her and just beat her with her speed and just kind of like, you know, kind of took over early on. And then I think after that factor where, like she said, she's like, if I give up now, you know what I mean? Or if I let her get ahead of me, she's like, you know, she's going to feel like I lost already. And she got to that point to where it's just like, I think anybody, you have that little moment there in your head where you're like, you know, either you're going to pick yourself up or you're going to give up, you know what I mean? And then it's just like a trigger went off, you know? And I think on top of that, catching the knees, the biting, pulling, the hair pulling, I think that's going to set anybody off, you know? So I think that definitely added to it. And just that adrenaline kicked in, you know?
On paper, I know you said you had Sylvia on paper. I was shocked that Sylvia won this one. Just in general, based off of like her history in the challenge and seeing how scrappy Melissa is. I was shocked by the end of that.
Right, I agree. Like I said, on paper, you would think Sylvia, but watching
I wouldn't.
Or I mean, I would, yeah. But watching it, like 100%, I was like, oh, dude, Melissa's got this. Like, I thought for sure she was going to take it, you know? And then, you know, surprisingly, you know, Sylvia won. So, but
so good. This is why we need to see eliminations every episode if they're going to be this good. Definitely kick the fire sucker ass of that elimination because that one was horrible. Oh, yeah, it was so good. I don't even really know what else to say about it. I mean, it went on for 20 minutes of them just like rolling around in the water. I feel like we had 3 doses of this elimination in between commercial breaks. I was like, I get it. It's really good, but we're also like, we could speed it up a little bit to see what happens.
I feel like it was probably one of the eliminations where the house is most engaged. You know what I mean? Because there's just so much like just the tension that was there, you know what I mean? Everybody wanted Melissa to go home, and it was like, oh, is she gonna be the underdog and pull it out? You know what I mean? It was just like people were paying attention a little bit more, you know? And
so no one is sad to see Melissa go, but me apparently, because I wanted to see more of her
Nicole.
Crazy British accent. Oh, Nicole was really sad. Nicole actually like cried in her confessional, which is adorable. She latches on really quick. I wonder where their relationship stands now. We'll have to try and look into that and figure that out.
Live chat.
If Nicole
what do we know?
watches
guys?
And thinks that Melissa was playing her a little bit, if they still keep in touch, if they're friends, if they're more than friends.
Oh, you got some love, Jen. Love you.
Oh, me got love? You sure you don't mean Jenna from the challenge? What's up, Sheena? Thank you. Nice. Okay, so we see Sylvia win. She walks away. Bye, Melissa, sadly. Now she gets the grenade. Again, they're switching up the options, but they're kind of the same thing. So it's money. She could steal the money. give one competitor an adrenaline test before the next challenge.
What does that even mean?
Well, or I'm sorry,
Like,
adrenaline test. I used the wrong word.
Endurance.
Endurance. Yeah. But you know what? A lot of adrenaline comes with endurance.
Exactly.
So it's basically the same thing. You just plug in one word for the other.
What does that even
Synonyms.
mean? You know, like, what are they going to have you do? Like, that's like...
You have to take a shot of adrenaline
right?
and do some push-ups. You have to do an endurance test. Or you pick the order of the next challenge. This one, to me, it seems easy. I would just take the money in this situation. Or depending on, I guess, what the next challenge is, pick the order. Because it sounds like these grenades kind of foreshadow what the next challenge is going to be. So it sounds like it's going to be something with running or having endurance, being able to last a long time, doing something with stamina, something like that. So you might want to pick Joss on your team, like get somebody who can last really long, who we've seen already. Joss and Natalie would be my team. There we go.
Yeah, I mean, no, I agree. I think, you can wait till you wait till the next challenge, right? Like,
yes, yeah.
So yeah, totally. I mean, just kind of ride that one out. You know what I mean? And obviously, last resort, take the money and run. You know?
Actually, yes. As you guys are saying in the group chat, I do just remember when they teased next episode, it is going to be underwater. So definitely endurance in that sense, where you're going to be able to swim fast and hold your breath a little bit underwater, which I am terrible at.
That would suck if you have to do
so bad at holding my breath.
Right, if you have to do an endurance test and then go underwater or underwater
when you're already
endurance,
gassed out and swimming is so exhausted.
That's mean. That's mean.
Alrighty then. Well, this episode was good. While we have some time, we want to go to a little off-camera news, more like drama. In case you guys missed it, which David, I'm not sure how up in the Twitter sphere you are with these guys. There was a lot of Twitter drama the past 2 nights between Melissa and Kayla.
There's always Twitter drama.
So much so. They got deep into it, and there's some rumors circulating because of this Twitter drama. So we got to get into it. So basically, it started with Melissa going at some Twitter trolls, her standing up for herself, saying it would be stupid for me to sit down and not defend myself. And then Kayla jumps in and says, stupid is calling Cam fat, which I agree with. Cam is not fat at all, and that's stupid and a low blow. But eventually, this blows up into Melissa eventually accusing Kayla of cheating on her boyfriend on the challenge.
Wow.
And saying that she has some kind of evidence of this, some kind of video evidence of this. And Melissa says that Kayla was jealous that Melissa was flirting with a guy on the show. So then Kayla swooped in and kissed him or made out with him or something. But everybody's jumping in, like Marie, Sylvia, even Zach jumps in and says to Melissa, who was it? Like, apparently she has this video evidence. I don't know how she has video evidence seeing that this is on the challenge and you can't have phones.
Right.
So I'm not sure, like, where she got this evidence from. But yeah, this whole rumor blew up that Kayla cheated on her boyfriend, but everybody's jumping to Kayla's defense saying it didn't happen. We will see. Or we won't see. But the best part of this is that everybody's confirming that it was Tony is the guy that Melissa was flirting with that Kayla apparently swooped in on. But Kayla was saying, I was just protecting my friend. Basically, beating around the bush, saying I was trying to prevent Tony from hooking up with another girl on national television.
So she hooked up with him.
No, we don't know if anybody hooked up with anybody. Right. This is all Twitter drama. But
why is it always Tony?
Why is it always Tony? The fact that it's Tony in the middle of this again and it's a hot young blonde. That's what Tony always goes
surprise,
for.
Surprise.
And this is a good move by Kayla if it's true that she was just kind of trying to help Tony become this better husband or boyfriend and man that he's trying to be and protects him from the flirting before it gets any further. But I don't see Kayla hooking up with Tony. But I also don't see why Melissa is making this rumor. So we just are reporting on this.
Well, rumors suck. I hate rumors. So I won't really, it's fine. Until I know there's facts behind it, you're good. Play ball. All good.
But I thought that was so interesting. And somehow it always comes back to Tony.
I know that's the thing. And I feel like almost he's just like the easy target. You know what I mean? Oh, just blame Tony. It's Tony. It was Tony. So,
it's Tony.
Right.
Also, we have a little bit of, looks like Cam and Leroy are getting close off the show. A lot of pictures together. Cam was in Vegas this weekend. Marie, Kayla, Leroy, they're all there. So I cannot confirm that they are dating because I don't know, but it looks like they might be. It's another rumor out there, and I hope they are because that would be really adorable.
Yeah,
I love them both, and Leroy is so fun and charismatic and level-headed. He needs a good girl.
Right.
So.
He needs some loving, huh, Jen?
Yeah.
Needs some loving. Yeah.
And I think
him
and Cam could be a good balance. So that may be happening. But most importantly, my favorite off-camera news of this week is CT posting an Instagram hashtagging RIP Dadbod. R.I.P. Dadbod. He's back in the gym. He's working on his peak CT fitness. So I'm looking forward to the Instagrams that will follow.
Right
that
on,
post.
CT. Bring it back, man. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Bring it back. All right, that was our AfterBuzz recap for the Challenge Vendettas episode 5, Guilty by Association. We will be here again next week, next Tuesday, same time at 9 p.m. Pacific time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, group chat. Always love you guys in there and appreciate you so much giving your comments, feedback. Throw me off with a random love you Jenna in there. Throw me off my game. Thank you. Keep me on my toes. All right, guys. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere.
You can find me on Twitter as well at DPR Christopher and Instagram David Punkrock Christopher. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.